What's going on, everybody? Doug here, one of the host, producers, and creators of the Genre of Your Life podcast, here with a producer's note for you all for this week's episode. You'll definitely notice a weird audio and video cut. Don't be alarmed. We recorded this week's episode as well as next week's episode just because it's the holiday. I don't want the guys working. I'm going to be with family and friends as well. So don't be alarmed. It's a weird bit of a weird audio video cut. Also, too, is that we have a review embargo for a movie that we saw about a week ago. Can't talk about it yet, but you'll definitely know when you hear it next week. But till then, guys, hope you have a great week, end of June. And of course, we'll see you all at the movies.
All right, fire them up!
What's going on, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the Genre of Your Life podcast, your go-to podcast for all things movies, TV, entertainment, and a podcast that hopes Denis Villeneuve's Bond film is shot in 70 millimeter IMAX. Am I right, Nick?
Hell yes. I need that. I need that right now.
I'm calling it right now for us, my man. I am one of your hosts, Doug Jones. With me, as always, is my amazing co-host, is the man, the myth, the legend. It is the amazing Mr. Nick Johnson. What's going on, Nick?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really, really good today. Definitely excited to get into the topics for today, man.
Ooh,
Some
man.
exciting developments, my guy.
Man, we have a ton in store for you all this week. I think one that we're eager, if you heard the tease, eager to talk about. And yeah, we have a great show for you all to cap out this amazing month of June. If you are new to the show, welcome to the podcast. If you're returning, welcome back to the podcast. We are so glad you all are here joining us on all things movies, entertainment. Again, housekeeping, of course, you can find the show on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or YouTube Music. We also have a full video show on our YouTube page, youtube.com/, Midway Avenue Productions, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. Follow, subscribe, hit that review button. We want to hear from you guys. All press is good press in our eyes. Neutral, bad, negative. Hey, we'll take it. No, my favorite review we've gotten on the pod recently was Moses and I reviewing How to Train Your Dragon and Ballerina, and the first comment was, in all caps on YouTube, was, "Man, y'all fucking suck." And I replied back saying, "Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it." So we'll take it. So don't be shy. Review. Please hit that like button. Review. Subscribe. Again, our ongoing goal still is to get to 200 Apple Podcast by the end of August. So help us out, please, if you don't mind. And again, also another goal is getting to 1,000 subs by end of summer. We're really close to. We're at 757, I want to say, which is really cool, really humbling to see the YouTube channel grow thanks to our video podcasting, of course. Look out for that. But yeah, please help us out with our YouTube, getting us to 1,000 subs, and getting to our Apple podcast 200 as well. Because again, it helps get more coverage for access to interviews, events, screenings, festivals, stuff like that. It will help us out a lot. So again, don't be shy. We appreciate this love and support. It means the world to us. And again, share us with a friend, family friend, movie fan, podcast fan, whatever. It means a lot to us. So keep on coming back. We love having you here on the show. Again, we appreciate all the love and support. Right, Nick?
Hell yeah. As Jerry Maguire once said, help you. I'm paraphrasing, say I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, we appreciate y'all. And we're just thankful to be able to do this, and we're only able to do this because of all of you, all of our fans, all of our audience. Yeah, we just really appreciate you guys.
Man, and you know what? I just watched that movie the other day on Prime when it was leaving. That's a damn good movie.
Ironically, I've seen it once, but I was like 2 or 3 or something like that. So like a lot of it is just I do not remember it. I've seen like the clips and some of the scenes and everything like that. But yeah, I gotta rewatch that movie. Dang.
Yeah. Also, we have a personal connection to that movie.
Let me think. Tom Cruise? No. What is it? Give me a hint.
We went to school here.
ASU?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Cuba Gooding Jr. I went to ASU, baby. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
Wait, his or Cuba Gooding Jr. for real?
Cuba Gooding Jr. No, his character.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, wow. No, that's still cool though. Now I really got that movie. I gotta support my fellow alum.
Yeah, and his character went to ASU, and also they shot the movie at our campus.
Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
Oh my, okay.
Hmm.
I'm slacking. Shame on me. I definitely got to check this movie out now.
Hmm. I haven't watched it in a long time, and I watched it like remember when we were in college, whenever like I think it was first down or whatever something happens, in the intercoms at the field they would play I went to ASU, Jerry. I'm a Sun Devil, man. And I love when they always play, 'cause I'm like, oh, that's right, Jerry Maguire. So I watched it
Yeah.
recently. I was like, damn, this movie's so good. A little biased because our school, our proud alma mater is
I
in
mean,
it.
hey, it's a good school. It's a good school, one of the best.
It's where we met, all
Hell
three of
yeah.
us. All three of us. If you're wondering where Moses is, he's right now currently watching F1, and I won't spoil it for you guys, but man, I can't wait for you and Kayla to see this movie.
Yeah.
This movie fucking rules. Radio
Okay,
tease, radio tease.
I'm excited for it, man. I'm really looking forward to F1.
So I'm gonna say radio tease. This movie, I can't wait to see what y'all think. This movie is
Okay.
fucking awesome.
Okay. Looking forward to it then.
This movie's awesome. And speaking of awesome, one of our favorite filmmakers, Nick, working right now, Denis Villeneuve, is again breaking news yesterday, going to direct the next Bond installment for Amazon MGM. This is wild. What? What?
Bro, because I remember, like, before the news broke, it was all of this, like, oh, hey, Aaron Taylor Johnson might be the next Bond. And then, like, recently, hey, Aaron Pierre might be the next Bond. I was like, okay, okay, cool. I'm excited to see, like, who gets it. And then, like, the day after that, Denis Villeneuve is directing the next Bond film. So, like, I'm a huge Denis Villeneuve fan. The first of his films I saw was Sicario, and okay, bet I thought that was pretty good. And then I saw Rival,
Hmm.
blew me away. Dune blew me away. Dune Part Two blew me away, bro. So for him to be doing Bond,
Hmm.
oh my, I can't even imagine like what the heck is he gonna do this? I'm beyond excited. I keep thinking of like Bond puns to
Me
to
too.
drop during this, but I'm like, this movie is such a license to kill. Nah. That's why.
I like it. I like it. I'm trying to think like I'm trying to think of like, oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to think how can we use, man, I'm trying to think like I'm trying to think of a prisoner's pun to use, but I can't think of one.
Oh,
Um,
prisoners. That's right.
yeah,
Um,
I can't think of one. I don't can think of one. But
I mean, I usually pride myself on
yeah, you're the king of
on
it.
on on topical puns, and
You're
I
really good
just
at
like
it.
I can't think of none right now.
What does Aunt May say in No Way Home? Peter, you have a gift. You have a gift.
Yeah.
You
Oh, Blade Runner 2049. I can't believe I forgot about that because I saw that with
you
y'all.
opening night.
Yeah, opening
IMAX.
night. IMAX. We was like the second or third row.
That's still one of my favorite movie going experiences in my life. So here we go. This is from Deadline, and again, this was announced yesterday. So the next movie after Dune Messiah will be the next Bond movie, which is, I mean, again, I think like the short list was like him, Jonathan Nolan, Chris Nolan's brother,
Okay.
Edgar Wright. I think the guy who did All Quiet on the Western Front, or no, was it All Quiet on the Western Front? It was a recent war movie. I forgot the name of it. It got a bunch of got a bunch of like
Not 1917.
no no this one, yeah, All Quiet, Edward Berger. Yeah, that's right. Edward Berger was on the short list. Sorry, I also did Conclave too. That's right.
Oh, with
I
Ralph Fiennes?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
There was Edward Berger was also he was also it was Edgar Wright, Edward Berger, Denis Villeneuve, Edgar Wright, Jonathan Nolan, Paul King. Paul King did Paddington movies and Wonka. I would have been like,
No disrespect, because I didn't see either of those movies that you just listed, but I don't know, not for a Bond movie, unless
yeah.
respectfully, unless maybe they're gonna get like Tom Holland as like Bond for the Paul King version, maybe they go like a little bit lighter or something. I don't know.
Remember, Tom
My,
Holland wanted to play Bond. Remember that?
no, because I remember I think he had like an idea for like a Bond origin type story, and then it got kind of turned into like the Uncharted script, or like he did Uncharted
Yep.
instead, or so. It was something like that.
Yep. Yep.
And sh-
If he would have done that movie, that it's listen, a young Bond movie already exists. It's called Agent Cody Banks.
No, oh shit. Speaking of Young Bond, I just saw the trailer for this the other day. They dropped like it's the Bond video game, but it's him
Oh
fresh out the academy or
yeah.
something.
Ooh.
If they did something like that, that could be pretty cool. Obviously, I feel like they probably can't do that in the movies now because they already got the game.
Hmm.
Games are already movies essentially. They're just interactive movies now. But
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Both cinematic. So
Fonzo, come on, okay.
yeah, I thought Alfonso would be interesting, but he pulled himself out, and I respect that. The reason why I knew Edgar Wright was going to do it was because I think he's kind of soiled with franchises because of the whole Ant-Man
After
thing.
Marvel, yeah,
Yes, exactly, exactly. So when in our group chat yesterday, Moses said, "Oh man, wish it was Edgar Wright," and I was like, "That would have been cool," but I think he's just done. I think because again, Scott Pilgrim was an adaptation of a not so known comic book,
yeah, it was a little bit more obscure.
obscure. Running Man is based off of not so popular Stephen King book. And also the Arnold movie is very different from the book. So I think he'll adapt things that aren't so much like, Marvel or DC stuff. But I kind of feeling I was like he ain't gonna I think he's kind of done with franchises because he got burned with Marvel.
Yeah,
But I'll read this. This is from Denis himself. Some of my earliest movie going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond films with my father ever since Dr. No with Sean
damn,
Connery. I am a die-hard Bond fan. To me, he's sacred territory. I intend to honor the tradition and open the path for many new missions to come. This is a massive responsibility, but also incredibly exciting for me and a huge honor. Amy, David, and I are absolutely thrilled to bring him back to the screen. Thank you, Amazon MGM Studios, for their trust. I mean, well said. I mean,
yeah,
well
I'm
said.
with it.
He's proven that you can be in any franchise, probably like, I got you. Look, I mean, he brought back Blade Runner. I mean, unfortunately, my beloved movie that I love so much flopped. A movie that you and I saw at IMAX that blew our minds.
Yeah,
As in my top 10 of all time. I mean, flop again. That movie is just amazing. I mean, he's now handled two amazing Dune movies. And he probably would
yeah.
kill a
And
third.
Dune was a story that has said to be like unadaptable.
That's right.
Like trying to adapt it to the big screen is apparently like incredibly difficult. And I
That's
don't know
right.
if you've heard about like the previous versions. David Lynch
Oh, I
did.
saw it. Oh
I
yeah, I
think
saw it.
did you hear about one where I forget the filmmaker's name? I want to say it was like I'm mispronouncing it, so I apologize. It was like Judorowsky or something like. Oh yeah, right there.
Was it?
Type. No, yeah, right there. This gentleman, Jodorowsky. Did you hear about how he
No.
take it, bro? Like so history. Like he wanted to make a film, but he wanted to be more like psychedelic. Apparently, he was trying to make it. He wanted it so that like the audiences would feel like they were on an acid trip the whole movie. So it's a whole lot of like crazy imagery. I think the script it would have been like a 14-hour movie. It started off kind of crazy because I think he incorporated elements from some of the sequels in it. But he wanted like his son to be Paul Atreides in the movie, and I think he was like having his son go through all of like this crazy like training and da 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 da. And it was something else happened. Yeah, at a certain point, obviously just it didn't end up getting made. But the guy that did the concept art
Yeah.
for his Dune movie, uh, his name I believe was H.R. Geiger, who if you heard about him, you may have seen his work before. Yeah, go to I see because go down one and then to the left. I mean to the right, other way. Yeah, down one more.
That one.
Right there. Yeah, click on that. You see
Wait a
this black and
second.
white image right here?
Wait a second. Yeah.
The guy doing originally, they got him because they used like his concept art.
Yeah.
They switched it over to the Alien franchise.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, so like Dune
Wow.
would have been looking a
There
lot
he
like
is.
this,
H.R.
but it would
Geiger.
have been very, yep, HR Geiger, but it would have had like this feel, but with a lot more vibrant colors and just kind of off. It would have been a little bit off from this, like in the when you zoom out and like the picture that was on the opposite side of this. Yeah, so like imagine like a mesh of these two,
Huh.
where it's like you got like the weird alien look, but like everything's all like super colorful and shit like that. And he
Interesting.
had Jodorowsky made his film, it would have been it would have gone against the main message that
Yeah.
Frank Herbert had when he was writing the book or
Huh.
the book series. So it would have been antithetical to it, which is interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it's like Dune has like such an interesting like history, but yeah.
Wow. He's
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
no,
Oh,
no,
matter of
good.
fact, you
Good.
know Salvatore Dali is the artist.
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Like he would have been in the movie. It was a bunch of I forget who he would. I think he would have been playing the Baron.
Oh,
Um, um,
Skarsgård's character?
yeah. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it was. It was either the Baron or like the Emperor.
Ah.
That shit looked crazy. It's part of my language. That looked freaky as hell.
No, yeah, geez. It looks like to me at your nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then how much A-ball you do last night, man? I don't know. That's what it
Too
looks
much.
like. Too much. I'm still sweating it out. But no, you're
Nah,
right though.
this
But you're
movie was
right,
wild,
and
bro.
I feel like he's proved. I feel like he's gonna land the ending with Messiah. Like, there's no way he's gonna. I mean,
Bro.
but I mean, knock on wood. But like, he won't fumble the ending. But think about it though. I mean, look at your run, man. I mean, look at your run. You go from Prisoners to Sicario to Arrival to Blade Runner 2049 to Dune, Dune 2, Dune Messiah, and now Bond. I mean, god damn.
I'm I'm really curious to see how he handles Bond. Like, what are the stories going to be like?
Yeah.
Because I've thought like countless times, like, man, if I was going to do a James Bond movie, how would I do it? But I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe like the spy genre just isn't really for me. Because I'm like I I can't think of anything that hasn't necessarily been done for Bond yet. You know?
Right. And if you, I mean, people have made the comparison before. People on Twitter yesterday, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, people's complaining. I mean, people are like, oh, happy, but I'm worried. It's like, well, people's complaints were that people feel like Skyfall is too much of a Chris Nolan slash Denis movie, and
Mm,
you
okay.
can make an argument for that for sure. I mean, look, I mean, first of all, you have Roger Deakins being the DP on Skyfall. I mean, he shot, Prisoners, Sicario, Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, for sure, okay. But knowing Denis, I feel like if you're gonna do something really like, I mean, something really, I trust him again. He hasn't like disappointed me. Like, yeah, I didn't like Enemy's fine. I didn't love it, but I thought it was still a decent movie. But I still am a big fan of all his movies. He's like, oh man, that piece of shit. Like, no, like he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all about the casting too. I also hope he's writing it too. Like he's written most of his movies or co-written most of his movies. Um, I would let him do. Hey, if I'm Amazon, I'd be like, hey man, go crazy, man. Here's a checkbook. Go berserk.
Hell
Go
yeah.
berserk. I would have him shoot on IMAX 143 for sure. Like no doubt about it. Um, it's all about casting, though. I think he's brought out some amazing. I mean, his cast in his movies have been phenomenal. From you name it, Dune to Prisoners, to Blade Runner, like Arrival. Like he's gotten performances out of everyone of his movies. But I mean, you and I both being a fan of this franchise, being a fan of him. Like, is there something like specific you want to see from his vision in Dune? Sorry, in Bond.
No, see that's the thing because whatever Denis decides to do, I'm on board with. But that's kind of that's kind of why I was asking like what else could you bring to the James Bond franchise that hasn't been done? Like what else could you do that would keep it exciting, keep it fresh? And it's like I don't know because they one idea is like you could kind of explore the origins a little bit, but they
Could.
did that with Casino Royale. They did it
Yeah.
with Skyfall and Spectre a little bit because they were Casino Royale was like his first like major James Bond mission. Skyfall and Spectre that was more like we're kind of getting into like oh, this major thing happened when he was a kid, and spoilers for Spectre if you haven't seen it yet, but like, this guy's the brother, da 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 da, and it's just like, okay, but even that, it's like, what is there? Maybe maybe I should have read the books, then I'd have a little bit more to say. But no, I'm definitely excited, and I agree with you. Like, casting is definitely important for this because again, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Aaron Pierre, they're in
Oh,
the running.
that's
I
right.
think I forget the actor's name from Challengers, the dark haired one. I think I saw his name pop up.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Not who was his
was it like
challenge?
Jack O or Jack O'Connell?
I think it's Josh O'Connor.
Okay,
Him, right?
yeah, yeah. I saw his name. Trying to see it because he's got the dark hair like Bond has in the books.
Yeah, I'm not honestly. I feel like Aaron Taylor Johnson out of all of them has the most like clout. Um,
Yeah, and plus with Aaron Taylor, just like he kind of he and then he just disappeared for a little bit. Aaron Pierre, I would love to see just general. You know what I mean? John Stewart, Green Lantern, my favorite Green
mhm.
Lantern. So I want to see this actor like play more. He was Mufasa. I
That's right. He was
want to see more of
Mufasa.
that.
He was
Have you
also.
have you seen that movie yet,
I
Mufasa?
did. I did.
Was it good? Because it's on my to do list.
I liked it. It's just long. You
Mm.
feel the runtime. Like halfway through, I was like, okay, we're almost done. It was like another 45 minutes, and I said, "Ooh, no, you feel it."
How long
You,
is it? Like 2.5?
if honestly, it felt like 2.5. 2 hours.
Oh damn!
It felt like 2.5. It felt like 2.5 hours. Be honest with you, it was good.
I don't know. Mads Mikkelsen was in it. Wow.
Yeah, he plays the villain. The music was by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I liked it a lot. I thought Barry Jenkins did a very good job, kind of like, doing this kind of like exploring the mythology of
Hmm.
Mufasa, and all the voice acting was great. Um, again, I liked it, but it definitely felt like a little like long. Where I was kind of like, ooh, let's cut the pace a little bit. But no, I liked it. I liked it. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it, but I thought it was like better one of the live action Disney movies.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, from a voice acting wise, and also like from the music and score, I think it was beautiful. Just as a story and pace wise, it kind of just it's a little lacking a little bit. But
Okay. I'm not mad
no,
at that. I hear you.
it was good. I thought it was good. But no, also, you know what? Come on, man. His best role, bro, is mid-sized sedan and old.
That's right. Jeez. When I realized that was him, I tripped out.
I remember seeing that in theaters, and I remember being on a date, and I remember the girl was like, "Oh my God, mom, that's mid-sized sedan," and the theater went, "Huh?" I
My
started
gosh.
laughing, and I said, "Listen, M Night, we're fans of M Night, I think for the most part. Um,
Yeah.
but my man, what the hell kind of name is that for a rapper? Like,
Like the movie was based off of a book. So like was that the book too? Like was it just like some I don't know some like weird creative thing or what?
listen, I want to give M Night. M Night is definitely, I heard he's a really nice person. Again, I admire the guy so much, but
Yeah.
he also gave us shit like After Earth and The Happening. That was for sure M Night thing. That was definitely an M Night line for sure.
Oh, that happened. Dude, I remember when that movie came out, like I was excited for it because I was like, yo, this movie's about to be like scary as shit. It's about to be weird. I was just excited for it. And then it was like, what do you mean it's the plants?
Oh
What do you
man,
mean it's the fucking it's the wind carrying like the plant? And like, cause I was watching it with my mom too, like, at when it was like, oh, everything's like back to normal. When Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel like got together, my mom she leans over and she was like, they're about to have like some half human, half plant baby or some shit like that, man. It's gonna be crazy. And I was like, oh hell yeah. And then it just ended with like, oh, it's not over, it's just gonna continue. I'm like, man, no, give us the fucking like half mutant baby. That would have been at least visually striking.
yeah,
Like
that movie.
yeah, the whole ending is just like, oh, it's not over. What? Nah, it has to be. This movie was ass. Respect, all due respect to M Night Shyamalan. I just personally wasn't feeling it. It is a
Uh,
fun watch though. I'll give it that.
yeah. No, I think I no, no, I didn't watch it recently. I watched if you want a good laugh, watch Double Toasted's bad roast commentary on that. Bad movie roast commentary on that. It is hilarious.
On The
It is.
Happening?
Oh man, it is so funny. It is
Bet, bet, bet.
so funny. They did the whole kind of commentary of the thing called bad movie roast every week, and that's why I was
Yeah.
one of them. And man, that had me in cheese. It was so funny. It was so funny. Definitely worth the watch for a good laugh. Um, but I can for sure see mid-sized sedan to be be the next Bond as well.
I'm
Um,
with this shit.
but my thing is too, do you then go the route of doing two franchises? You do DC and also James Bond, or do you?
Well, my thing with that, because obviously I'm not in that industry, but if you can handle it, if the skills are not going to conflict with each other, if it doesn't just like, wear him out physically and mentally and everything like that, then yeah, fuck it. But some actors have turned down roles because they're already involved in franchises. So I get that. Like Hugh Jackman, he turned down James Bond, I think, because he was already doing the X-Men movies.
Yep,
Um, Damn, but who would be a good James Bond though too?
your
Obviously,
boy.
Henry Cavill would be a
You
fucking killer
read my
James
mind.
Bond.
You read my
Henry
mind, your
Cavill would be
boy.
a fucking killer James Bond, bro.
You read my mind. I think Henry Cavill would be a phenomenal James Bond. I think giving him because I feel like he hasn't really popped. I mean, we like again, we're the minority.
He,
We liked Argyle and we liked
yeah, the man, he keeps fucking dipping his toes into shit, and then it ends up, not really coming to fruition like that. Like he was a great Superman, but his movies weren't well received. And then after the whole like Superman Black Adam thing, it was like, well, don't worry, I'm gonna be doing Warhammer. I started like researching the game, everything like that, the lore, and I got excited for it. And then I think that even fell through. Like
that
you just
pulled.
said,
Yep.
Argyle, he played Sherlock Holmes. Like even like I haven't seen the Enola movies, but I Henry Cavill's in it, and like I would like to see like his take on Sherlock Holmes because I grew up like like watching
Yeah.
watching the Sherlock Holmes movies and everything like that. Man from Uncle was low key his James Bond audition in a way.
That's what I said. That's what I said too. I said that he kind of played an American James Bond. Like there you
Yeah,
go. You worked with Guy Ritchie before, and also if you haven't seen the Ministry of Autonomy Warfare or the longest title ever, first off, shameless plug. Listen to our review of that back from a year ago. That
yeah.
movie is super underrated, and no one. I mean, no one saw that movie but us.
It's good. Like it's honestly a good fucking movie.
That was a fun movie, and no one saw it. I would love to see because I don't know, is Highlander even moving forward with him and Chad? That movie's been in development for years.
I hope Russell Crowe. No, I
Ye-
hope it is.
Yeah, he was cast the other day, but I don't know, man. I wasn't a Highlander. Were you a Highlander fan? I wasn't.
No, I heard about it as a kid, but just as far as like, like I heard about this fantasy franchise and that one, but I never really looked into it or anything like that. And lore also got kind of confusing because I know it's the whole like there can only be one, but
Yeah.
I don't remember, was he like an alien or was it just like an immortal like swordsman or something like that? Oh, immortal Scottish swordsman faces off. It's another mortal wasn't attain a coveted ability. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, yeah. I trust Chad, of course. Chad is not Chad. I think Chad will nail it, but I
Hell
don't
yeah.
know. Henry
Uh,
Cavill, though, would be a cool Bond.
He would be also a Chad Stahelski Henry Cavill movie.
That's sick. I love that. Say
Yeah,
less. Say less.
that would be dope. Matter of get have those two team up for the Man from Uncle Part 2.
Oh yeah, say less. Make it R and go R
Yeah,
rating. Yeah, yeah. Man, Henry Cavill would be good Bond, man. He just has the physique for it, he has the charisma. What
he got the charisma. Look, hell yeah.
I'll ask you this. Has there ever been time travel involved with Bond?
No. I think
Hmm.
the closest thing we would have to like a time Bond movie is Tenet.
Yeah, that movie's fucking awesome. Yep. You're right. That's Chris Nolan doing a Bond movie. That's 100%
Yeah.
Chris Nolan been done for
That
sure.
that that's your Chris Nolan Bond movie, and Man from Uncle is your Henry Cavill Bond
Bond
movie as
movie.
well.
Oh my God, bro. Case closed. Um,
Hey, yeah, Bond like
Bond.
I guess another they technically did a time traveling James Bond movie. It was called Austin Powers.
You're right, actually.
It was called Austin Powers. That's
Man,
right,
you're so right, man. You're so right about that. Oh my God, man. Yeah.
bro. Austin
Wow.
Powers Gold Member, one of the best comedies I think I've ever seen. That's one of my personal favorites.
As one of the best openings too, with Tom Cruise and Spielberg.
Dude, yeah, Tom Cruise, Spielberg, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin Spacey,
That's
Danny
amazing.
DeVito,
So,
fucking
yeah,
who
that's a
was
great
yeah, that, yeah, because I saw it, I had a flashback of the whole fucking movie just now, but no, that's
that
my movie right there.
that's probably my favorite Austin Powers. Um,
No, that is easy. That's the one.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
Um, I'll tell you. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, I think this is probably a stupid question, but you definitely think that he probably will finish Doom before he does Bond, right?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I feel
Okay,
because Dune again, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier, where like a lot of people just thought it was like impossible to adapt with
right.
him doing Dune Messiah. It's like just focus on finishing this movie, focus on doing your
Yep.
best. Your mind cannot be split
Yep.
between a bunch of different things right now because like dude, you cannot afford to fuck this up. Finish doing and then start moving forward with Bond. Like like while he's doing like maybe he could start working on like pre-production, having like meetings and everything like that. But don't get like too um like no Diddy, but don't get like too stretched out,
Yeah.
between everything. Pardon the expression, but
No,
yeah, my thing is just
well
like
said.
focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I know Messiah. I know from what you told me and like what I've heard is I know Messiah is a big jump into like time
Yeah,
jump into like the future. I mean not future, but like time like time has passed since
bro.
Dune Part Two.
Yeah, I remember exactly how much, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I don't remember exactly how much time passes between Messiah and Dune, but it was significant because you kind of see a little bit more of, you know, you see a little bit more of the effect that Paul has had on everything. And then,
Yeah.
bro, the the third book, Dune, I think it was, I think, I think Children, what it was called. Man, like I want to talk about it so bad because it's so bonkers, man. Like it
Children of
just,
Dune.
dude, the shit that goes down in
Crazy.
it's insane. Like when I heard about it, I was just it kind of it took over my life for like a couple of weeks.
Interesting. Children of Dune.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and matter of fact, that's James McAvoy right there.
Yeah, hold
Because
up now.
years ago, yeah, years
Susan
ago,
Sarandon? What the
Susan Sarandon's
hell?
in it.
No, she
No,
is.
this right here, this is a the channel Sci-Fi. They did a couple of Dune movies, so they did Dune, and then they did the sequel, Children of Dune, and like see you see how his body looks kind of weird right
What
here,
is that? To the worm. That looks. I don't even want to know. Medium level
man.
sex. Medium level sexy. Rated M.
What?
This is the I think it's
What?
the UK. This is the UK
Yeah, I'm
rating.
like, what do you mean medium, like guy?
Yeah, man.
Is it
All
is
of the
it like
medium.
a fucking difficulty level?
You go to like McDonald's. All the medium level sex. Excuse me. What you just say? You heard me. Fine. I'll have a small one. Get the fuck out of here. um.
But no, yeah, I haven't seen these ones, but I definitely heard about them. But yeah, Children of Dune, like one of the characters does something that when you hear about it, it's like that's kind
Wild.
of fucking crazy. I didn't even realize you could do that in this universe. And then in
Interesting.
the one like right after this, like Dune, I think it was the fourth book. You see, like this character affected everything. Like each book, it takes place like hundreds or thousands of years after the previous one.
Oh,
But yeah, God
interesting.
Emperor
Wow.
Dune. That's God
Wow.
Emperor Dune. That's the one. That's the one I'm specifically talking about. Where like yo, this was just on some crazy shit.
No shit. There it is. God of Dune. Wow. Yeah, Frank Herbert, man. What a writer.
It
Oh,
it
what?
gets wild. See, that right there is like what I want to talk to you about. It's kind of a spoiler, even for it's kind of a spoiler for Messiah a little bit.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, dude. After
All right.
Messiah comes out, when we see it, I gotta talk to you about everything else that happens after it
I
because it is
can't wait.
insane.
I can't wait.
Oh
Man, yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to it now. So, all right, yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
I hope I hope he goes back. I hope he I hope he does Dune, and then comes back to do Bond. You're right, and just have finish, go on track, and yeah, man. Wow, man. And also too, I like again. This is good. This is a good move on Amy Pascal on David Heyman. I feel like people were really upset. People were upset. I mean, rightfully so too. People were upset when the Broccolis and Wilsons gave the full rights to Bond to Amazon. Like full, because remember for a while they're like, we'll never do that. And also that was the last franchise that was family owned. That wasn't owned by a studio or whatever. And then they got a fat check and they go, here you go. And they gave it
I
to.
like I was kind of nervous too about it moving over to Amazon MGM, but if they got Denis doing it, I feel a
It's a
little bit more
great move.
secure. Yeah, if it was just like it's moved over to Amazon and new movies announced, so they kind of just left it at that. I'd be like, okay, I'm not as excited, but
Yeah,
again, bro, Denis Villeneuve, like this name holds weight.
huge.
Um,
Wow, and for for a reboot too, like you got a golden goose right there. Like
that's why I'm like, what are you gonna do with this franchise?
you can't fuck this up. And I would say give him all the things he needs, give him a fat check, let him do his thing, like let him do whatever he wants, give him carte blanche, or as they
Hell yeah.
say in 20 Jump Street, I thought we had Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett. You mean carte blanche? Oh yeah. So give him like go ape. I mean, go crazy, man.
Yeah.
Go ballistic. Um, what? Okay. Do you? Do you see a casting announcement before he starts Doom 3 or after Doom 3 comes out?
Hmm. Dang, that's a good. I feel like I'm thinking like if it comes out like before Doom 3, it might kind of well, if it comes out before Doom 3, it could take away attention from the movie, but at the same time,
Good point.
since it's Denis Villeneuve, it might even bring more attention to it.
Yeah.
So
Good
from
point.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's a good point.
I say announce the actor before Doom 3. That way the director, both of his franchises are getting attention, right? So then by the time like James Bond comes out, like the hype will just kind of keep building up because it's like, yo, the dude that did the fucking Dune trilogy is doing James Bond now. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
No.
I say before.
And
I
I
say before.
swear on my life, I swear on this podcast, if they announce that Timothy Chalamet is Bond, I will quit everything in my life and y'all never see me again. Y'all will never see me again. I will write you guys postcards and letters, make sure I'm okay. I
Listen, I hear you.
swear.
I hear you. Timothy Chalamet. If him as Bond, my thing is like, I respectfully, I don't see it. But in the hands of Denis Villeneuve, be like, listen, I still don't really see it. I trust Denis. He hasn't disappointed me yet. It would be out there for sure. It'd be crazy. Chalamet as Bond, Zendaya as M, Skarsgård as like the Bond villain.
Okay.
That would be some rough casting.
How about
Not like they're bad. Jason Momoa as Q. They're bad actors or anything
my
like that, but it
man?
would be kind of like yeah, it would just be kind of like
My
what?
mate.
I know.
My mate. My mate. How about this? I'll pitch you this one. I mean, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. How about Del Toro as as a Bond villain?
Mm. It's funny you say that because Del Toro, one of his earliest acting gigs was in the Timothy Dalton License to Kill James Bond.
Really?
He was just like he wasn't like just but he was kind of not a sidekick, but he was like a younger up and coming actor, but like he was in the movie a lot, and like the whole time I'm like, is that Benicio del Toro? Because he resembles him obviously, but he just looks like so fucking young. This movie came out like 84, 87, something like that. But no, Benicio del Toro as a villain. First off, that would kind of bring his whole career like full circle in an interesting way.
I would love that.
I'd be with it. Honestly, I would be down for it. Maybe like Emily Blunt as like a Bond woman, something like that, or as like another double. Um, hmm,
Yeah.
dang, who should they? Yeah, because now it's like, damn, like who would be like the best cast for James Bond?
Hey, I actually wouldn't mind Daniel Kaluuya as Q.
You know what's fun? My boy Matt was saying that
Oh,
the
really?
other day too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, you said it's Q or it's Bond.
That's Q.
Okay, he said Kaluuya as Bond, but no, Q would be interesting because I feel like Q is a character where it's like they could probably do like a little bit more with them. The original Q, like classic, iconic, ain't got nothing bad to say about him. And then that actor unfortunately passed away. They brought in John Cleese.
Hmm.
John Cleese was only in like two. Excuse me. Pardon me. John Cleese was only in like two of the movies, and then I was the actor. I think his name was Ben Winshaw.
Oh yeah, aka
Yeah,
Paddington.
Pat, that's right. Yeah, no, like he was cool as Q. I
Yeah,
liked him in the movie. You know, they brought in he had like a different like energy about him. He was cool, but I don't know. Like it would be interesting to see like what else they could do with Q also. But
yeah.
I'm not saying like they need to make like a Q, like solo series or
No,
spin-off movie or nothing like
no.
that. But just again, it's just kind of okay. Like what else could he do with this guy with this quartermaster who just for all intents and purposes he's the gadget guy.
Yeah, make it cool. Make it
Yeah,
cool. Make it cool. Like you know how like I feel like with like the John Wick stuff with like the sommeliers and like the kind of like the like weapons person like they're very
yeah,
cool, but you make it cool. Make it more cool. And I don't know. I always see that scene from on Twitter with Del Toro and sorry spoiler in the end of Sicario where he murks that family. And
yeah.
it's like ruthless, dude. Again,
No,
but
that
again,
that shit's rough.
you're kind of rooting for him though, because like part of that movie, it's Emily Blunt's story, but also it's like this is Del Toro's movie as well, and it's like he's so
Yeah, like
fucking good in
he was
it.
kind of like the secret protagonist. He was the
Yes,
Rocket
yes,
Raccoon of
yes,
the other movies.
yes, exactly. And he's such a good actor, and I love him and
Oh yeah.
everything. And I know I would love to see him as a villain. Also, hey, Denzel is a villain in the Bond. Like go like full Lonzo from Training Day. Make Denzel like a villain in the Bond series.
Have Denzel be M.
Ah,
Have him
yes.
be have him be running the fucking
I
show.
like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm with that.
Have
I'm with that.
have him be running everything. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then
I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that because Javier Bardem to me is my favorite Bond villain. Javier Bardem is so good in Skyfall, and
no,
like,
that's in my opinion, that's the best James Bond movie.
yes, my man, yes sir, right here. Me
Like,
too. Oh, oh man, I would love that if he gets Deakins to come back to shoot the movie, but he shot Skyfall already. But I just would hope that he would bring him back. But if he brings Greg Fraser, who did the Dune movies and the Batman and Rogue One, listen, I'll be cool with that too. I'll be cool with
oh
that too.
wow, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'll be
that's
cool with that
right.
too. I'll be cool with that too.
I would
Um,
love that actually. Hell yeah.
man, oh man, I don't know. The possibilities are endless here. But again, I give props to Amy Pascal and David Heyman. I think it was good
Yeah.
on Amazon too for getting these two people to come in to do this franchise because Amy Pascal has been the head of Spider-Man for so long at Sony for so long. I mean, she was like running the show with Sony. She's kind of the one that got the deal kind of made between Kevin Feige and Disney and Sony. And David Heyman has been the producer of the Harry Potter franchise forever. And
Okay, I was wondering why that name's oh yeah. Yeah.
he produced Barbie. He produced Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's a great producer, like phenomenal producer,
Yeah.
and they're both legendary producers. Been in this business for so long. So I thought, and then that was good at Amazon for hiring to also Paddington.
Oh
Um,
wow, okay.
but like it's good on Amazon for like bringing in two like really like seasoned producers to like kind of like shepherd this new era of Bond. Again, it was like if we always say in the podcast too, like don't hire people for a project that they have no connection to or have no like
Yeah.
they're not a fan of this franchise because you well no I mean, you can tell. I mean, you can
Yeah,
tell.
don't hire someone and to them it's just a check. Because
Yeah.
now you're not really making a
No.
movie, you're not making a film, you're just doing a job.
No, exactly. So I really, also produced I Am Legend. Um,
Oh hell yeah. Will Smith is James Bond. Let's cut the bullshit.
bro, come on now. He won't understand it.
Bro, yeah, you know what? Yeah, other news. We gotta switch topics real quick.
Go ahead.
Will
Take the lead.
Smith, I
Take the
love
lead.
the guy. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. He's been one of my favorite actors since
Me
I was
too.
a fucking kid. But
We grew up with him. We grew up.
yeah, just this week he said he turned down Inception. Like Nolan had pitched it to him. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not really feeling the whole Inception thing. I'm like, Will Smith, like, and on one hand, it's your career, it's your life. You gotta play it safe. You can't be doing super risky stuff. But bro, and I know this is like kind of early on in Chris Nolan's career. Like he was Chris Nolan,
He wasn't.
Chris Nolan,
Yep.
Chris Nolan. Now he was
Yep.
Chris Nolan then, but even back then, bro, Chris Nolan pitches you a movie, you do it because
You
at that
know?
point, again, he hadn't made any like bad movies. He did Memento, Insomnia, like both of those movies, like
Yep.
not quite as big, but still really films. Prestige, the Batman trilogy, and Inception. Inception is one of my favorite because that was the first time where it's like, listen, I you know with the Dark Knight trilogy or with the Dark Knight franchise, but Inception was the first movie where I was like, oh, this is the kind of filmmaker Nolan is. Like
Hey,
just it's like creative genius. I hadn't seen anything like that before.
yep.
And like, man, like Will Smith, man, I just now keep in mind, I don't know that he would have been better or necessarily as good as Leo DiCaprio in the role. It would have been cool to see him in a Nolan movie. And but one thing too, because we were talking about Will Smith's book the other day. He almost turned down Men in Black, I believe, because
Oh, yeah, that's right. Spielberg.
Spielberg had pitched it
Yeah.
to him, and he was like, I'm not really feeling the whole Men in Black thing. And then he went over to like Spielberg was like, hey, come to my house and we can like talk about it. He almost turned down Ali, but that was a little bit different. Like Ali was more so like the weight
Physicality.
and like the responsibility and
Yeah.
of the man who he was playing. It wasn't so much like, nah, I just don't really get the script. It was more so if I remember correctly, like I don't want to do this man like injustice, and I think that was also like motivation for him to like take the role like as he did. But dang, bro, Inception, because what came out Will Smith doing in 2010? Because Hancock and I Am Legend had come out.
What was Will Smith doing in 2010? He produced the Karate Kid.
Yeah, okay,
I'll give him that. 20, what
give him
was
that.
he?
He was a little bit busy, about Jaden.
Yeah, let's see, 2010. 2010. My man, you said no Inception, but you did Gemini Man. Oh, my man. My man, come on, bro. What did
Gemini
you?
man,
Oh my
golly,
God,
skies
man.
in the sky, man. See
20,
Hancock.
2010, nothing. He took a break after 7 pounds and he came back for Men in Black 3.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. And then he did
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
the
Just
critically acclaimed After Earth.
on Winter's Tale. Did you see Winter's Tale?
Yeah, that was weird.
I
That was weird.
I did not get his role in that movie. I understand like who he was playing, but it was also like you did, but you turned down Inception, bro. But you did this like 2 minute cameo as Satan. Spoilers, but still, it was just kind of like I don't know, because also like them having Will Smith in it, I'm like, was this supposed to be like a franchise thing, or was it really just in its entirety just supposed to be a one and done movie? Now, Focus, I like not just
Oh, huge
because,
fan of Focus.
yeah, not just because he plays me. Yes, I didn't realize his name was Nick in the movie, but like Focus was good. Like someone pointed, Jeremy Johns, he did point out kind of like two different movies. Um, but yeah, Collateral Beauty, I still got.
and they did Concussion, and they did Suicide Squad, and then Bright, and then I feel like he's attracted. You know what it is, man? I feel like he's just attracted to blockbusters. He's just addicted to blockbusters.
Ooh, it's a little bit of the Dwayne Johnson thing where it's like I'm kind of just trying to get like the
Yeah,
biggest project. But also, even with that being said, because I get it, that's not a bad I get it, but still, it's like, bro, 2010, like Chris Nolan was hot, man. I mean, ooh, he was hot back then. He still is now, but he was just like hot and new back then.
well,
But so I'm like, yo, bro, Chris Nolan, you said no to that. But at the same time, like I get it, got to play safe. If you don't understand something, you probably
right.
shouldn't be jumping into it.
I
But
get it.
I don't know, man. If you didn't understand it, just ask Nolan to break it down a little bit more.
Yeah, and also too, like, also, I'm not gonna lie, you're the guy that's known to pass down the Matrix. Maybe don't
Yeah,
announce this either. And again,
you did that basically twice, my guy.
yeah, and also that's what it's
Uh-uh.
been 15 years since Inception. What I mean, you're bringing it up now. What for some clickbait, some clout, bro? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
because when he brought up, I'm like,
come on,
why do you keep
man.
turning down all these movies?
Yeah, man. Like, what's going on here? So I don't. I feel like with him, it's like, dude, like, again, he's addicted to like the I don't say simple, but like just kind of like the cookie
Mm.
cutter, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The not simple, but
the popcorn flick.
more popcorn flick. Yeah, damn. Yeah,
Because I feel like his like I mean, Pursuit of Happiness I love. That's a great movie, and
Pursuit
that's
of
definitely
Happiness was good.
great. But Hitch is a very kind of like summer popcorn fun comedy rom
Yeah,
com.
Hitch is damn near a comfort movie.
100%. iRobot is a blockbuster. iRobot is a sci-fi summer blockbuster.
Yeah, that's just a sci-fi action movie. Shark Tale, because
Summer kids movie, family movie.
yeah, Shark Tale is Trek underwater basically, because I believe that was DreamWorks as
Yes,
well.
sir.
I, you,
Water.
I'm
That's great.
Legend, like action horror sci
Yeah.
thing. Hancock, because he plays a superhero. 7 Pounds, the tearjerker, dare I say Oscar bait. Men in
Yep.
Black 3, because I did the other two movies.
Boom.
After Earth, I'm trying to help my son out.
Uh,
Anchorman,
cameo.
cameo, yeah.
Yeah. Focus was kind of his like first real movie. Like oh shit, this kind of like it's not a blockbuster, but it's like a lower level kind of like studio film that's like like people like will fuck with. Like it's kind of like
Yeah.
a Hitch vibe, but more complex
It
in a good way.
yeah, like Focus, like I'll pitch it like this. If Hitch was a criminal, like Focus is like a for
I like that.
thieves.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And again, Concussion, well received, but didn't really do anything box office or a nomination Oscars of. Suicide Squad, big hit. Collateral Beauty, nothing. Bright was Netflix, and then again back with boom, Aladdin, and then again Gemini Man, bomb. Spies in the Skies, bomb. Bad
Ah, I
Boys
forgot
for
about
Life.
that movie.
Your
Bad
favorite
Boys for
Bad
Life was
Boys?
dope.
Your
Bad
favorite
Boys
Bad
for Life
Boys?
was
Yeah.
dope. They just, this one should have been Ride or Die, and part four should have been For
For
Life.
Life. And see, but look at this thing. He kind of does this thing. It's like, okay, blockbuster, and then Oscar bait. And again, he won the Oscar for King Richard, as we all know. Emancipation came out a little too soon after the whole Oscar thing, so that shouldn't have happened. Bad Boys Ride or Die, his first kind of real big movie post Oscar incident. And then next, it's like Hancock 2, I Am Legend 2. I think Fast and Loose is the Michael Bay one with him that he might be working on. Um, this has been announced for a long time too.
Okay.
And what else was there too? And then he I think he's kind of focusing on like doing like legacy sequels, The Council. That's right.
What's the
Yeah. Never before told story of a crime syndicate centering of seven African American men who ruled Harlem in
hmm.
the 1970s and early 80s, focusing on Nicky Barnes. Wait, wait, wasn't Nicky Barnes' name in the focus?
It was definitely Nikki. I don't know about Barnes.
Huh. The council.
Is it?
AQ.
See if there's like a trivia section here. This IMDb page, because I wouldn't be surprised if they have the answer to that question.
Let's see.
I didn't see any. Huh?
What? was was Will Smith's character name in Focus? Nikki. Nikki
Oh,
Mello
Spurt.
Spurgeon.
Is that
Spurgeon?
Spurgeon? Okay.
That's a funny last name.
I haven't heard
Spurge.
that name before, but okay, bet.
Spurge. Um,
So they just share a first name then.
okay, but the council, 1970s and 80s Harlem, aka his version of American Gangster.
Probably, yeah.
That's hot. That's hot. Um, so yeah, that to me is like it's yeah, again, I mean, you again think about it. Like we grew up on like him being a movie star, and he's still a movie star. I mean, I mean, he's a legend. And the funny thing too is that like also too, I don't know. Did you see his lunchroom rap recently?
Where he's talking about and even though I'm an action star, you talking about that one?
It was the most recent one.
No, I don't, if that's not it, I don't think I saw it then.
I can't play. We'll probably get copyrighted, but bro,
Yeah, I've been seeing that blow up. Like, yo, I took a pin out that grenade when I threw it. Like I don't know. Like it's not really
you get the Simpsons
ah
right there too.
I didn't get the setup here. Just visually, I don't understand what's going on. I'm not saying he's a bad rapper, but this was not a good song.
I gotta show you the two. I'll tell you.
At least the parts that I heard.
Okay, I'm not gonna play because I don't get in trouble. But like, but yeah, you should watch Corey's thing on Double Toast on. This is hilarious. It was really funny. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna play. I'm not gonna play anything because I don't get copyrighted. But
No, yeah, but better safe than sorry.
sorry.
But did you see his Pretty Girls music video or that song?
I think so.
Oh, because not after this, I think it's just like I'm watching it and I'm like, what is the point of this song? Why did you do this? Like, if it's weird to make a song about because of course it's I like pretty girls, but it's weird because bro, like you're in your 50s, man. You're talking about girls, man. You're married, bro. Like, what is this about? And I love Will Smith. I ain't gonna lie, but it's just kind of I don't know. Something just seems kind of off because there was he did this song, the girl song, and then I think he was in London or something like that. And because I saw he was performing it, and the streets were packed. I don't remember anybody like jumping or dancing or cheering or nothing, but at the same time, they all like had their phones out, so maybe they were like recording it, but it does look kind of weird, like you, a DJ, you're like singing the song that I've only ever heard people shit on. And then out of nowhere, fucking Rita Ora.
What?
Is that her name? Rita Ora?
Rita Ora was there.
Yeah, like she came up out of like nowhere and he's like, like it was like this thing.
Brother.
Will Smith, man, I don't know what's going on, bro, but
But
I'm it's like I'm kind of excited for Hancock 2 and I'm Legend 2 because I know he announced those, post Oscars, but it at the same time it kind of feels like one, no disrespect, but I feel like after the slap, you kind of have, shall we say, just a lot of free time on your hands now. So now you're more able to make those movies.
yeah,
And two, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, well, I kind of gotta, it's like an image thing. People love these movies. Let me continue those franchises, and I can get back in like everybody's good graces again.
yeah, yeah. And
What is this? Is this in his house or what?
no, I don't know what this is, bro. But like, hold up. What
Because I'm like, you
what kind
got
of
it
meal
look
is
like
this?
shit. You got chicken wings, coconut water, two salads. Are those fucking pancakes? And like,
What is
is
that?
that like chicken? Is that chicken curry on rice?
My favorite thing is Spider-Man in the background. Like, hey guys,
I do need that fucking statue though. I'm not gonna lie, the statue goes hard.
And then you got
Oh
Iron Man
my
right there.
god!
But look at the Simpsons upside down right there. I think it's Bart. Like
Oh my
that's
god!
like bro. Like
Yeah, what is this?
look. And also, you and him share the same microphone stand.
Oh hell yeah! See if I can unblur this
Look at that.
so y'all can see it.
Look at that.
Well, yeah, Will Smith and we clearly have excellent taste in microphone equipment. Set this down gently so I'm not making a whole bunch of noise. me just blur this background out
My
again. Don't need y'all
God.
all up in my business.
Yeah, can I see the commentary on this? No, no off topic, but quick.
He rapped like an undercover cop. Dude. Oh,
Um,
God.
pull the pin out of the grenade. Yeah, bro, that grenades were frontal boss of Unks.
Oh my God.
This feels like
This, no, this is rough.
the high school principal came out during the pep rally and tried to,
Bro.
hello, fellow kids. Um,
I had to turn the volume down. I wasn't knowing if I could think I'm bumping to this. That's, eesh. Bro.
I put the milk in my cereal on purpose when I'm eating it. Oh man.
Like when he said that, I was like, what are you referring to?
But he looks like he nodded around nods approval, but it's just him in the room.
Bro.
Come on, man.
Will Smith, just put your head down, just make the fucking movies, man. Cause this whole like rapping that he's we are witnessing a mental breakdown. I hope that's not true, but it does kind of feel like that. Cause yeah, like this girl's song, this little freestyle he's doing, that the damn Matrix music video.
Oh, bro.
When I saw that it was just a fucking song,
Oh my God.
I was furious because this was after they announced, yo, we're doing Matrix 5. I think it was Steven Knight or Steven Knight. Or was it like Drew Goddard doing it?
Oh yeah, Drew Goddard's doing it. Drew Goddard is doing it. Yeah.
Drew Goddard, you're right. Thank you. I don't know where, but yeah, Drew Goddard. I'm doing Matrix 5. It's gonna be a completely different story. We're doing something completely new. Okay, but and then like around, I think it was like around the time like the Super Bowl was happening. That's when like we got these like Will Smith was dropping Matrix related hints. I was like,
yep.
Everybody was like, yo, is he gonna be in the movie? Is this gonna be like kind of like if he was the one? Is this gonna be like a different iteration? All this fucking hype, and then the video drops and it's him and Big Sean, and it's just like a music video. And no disrespect, but I'm like, Will Smith, I can tell you probably paid for it because you just it not like it was a shitty looking video, but it didn't look like it wasn't like the craziest looking music video that I'd seen. And I think it was directed by the guys that did the two most recent Bad Boys.
Oh, Bilal No Deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and like this it was such a disappointment. Like, no offense, was like, bro, this was not the move to go. You had us all excited that we was gonna see you in a fucking Matrix movie. Like you was gonna like rewrite your own history in a cinematic way, and then you didn't. You didn't on history. You put out a song no one wanted to hear. Respect.
But
so I'm just ranting right now, but
bro,
I was like,
what happened, bro? What's going on? Like, bro, this is a whole midlife crisis, man. Like, bro, it bad, bro.
Like it.
It's bad, bro. When Kevin Hart had a better freestyle as Chocolate Droppa, bro, on the Tiny Desk concert, bro. That's saying something, bro.
His whole thing was a fucking joke.
It was a joke. He knew what it was. He knew what it was. My two favorite things. These were this song seems like something you would experience during sleep paralysis.
Bro, have you had sleep paralysis?
What is it again? Actually, before we move on to our
sleep paralysis, it's like when you fall asleep, like there's like a chemical that's released, I believe, and it kind of paralyzes the body a little bit, so it acts and I fall asleep. Paralysis happen. It's after you're paralyzed, but like mentally you're awake, and so you're just fucking stuck there. And in a lot of cases, there's I don't know if you've heard of like the sleep paralysis demon, but when people are like paralyzed, I think it's like their brain is aware that like they're mentally awake but they can't move. So then in this like sleep paralysis nightmare, there's like this sense of like a demon or some like evil force coming to get you, but it's just your brain like panicking. Because I've had sleep paralysis before, like a bunch of times, and so like that like you're awake and you're like aware, but you just like cannot fucking like move. You can't even yell.
Question for you: were you in a room like this when it happened?
Yeah, it did look a little bit familiar. I'm not gonna lie.
I have no idea what I have no idea what that is, and so you just told me.
Very comfortable experience, bro.
Oh man, well, if I ever want to feel it, man, I'm listening to this song on repeat before I go to bed. Yeah, man.
you're gonna hear like someone's playing it on like their like radio or whatever, like coming down the hall. You're gonna be like, no, no,
No,
please,
no, no. I mean, this is why you living in a house, you're lucky because I feel like in an apartment, someone my next door neighbor could be playing that. I'm like, oh,
bro. Man.
no,
Dude,
bro.
this I haven't because I'll admit I have not heard this full song, but the parts that I did hear, it wasn't it, man. It was
Uh,
not it.
I found a new intro music for this week's episode.
It's just the fucking grenade lyric. I took the pin out their grenade when I threw it. Like,
Oh, yeah, and then he goes, "I'm like an action, and though I'm an action
Yeah.
star." It's like, come on,
And
man,
even
bro.
though I'm an actor, sometimes I'm an act bizarre. I'm like, what, do you write that when you were 11, my guy? Nah, man.
Someone said this is AI, bro. Oh my God, man.
Dude.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your next James Bond, everybody, Will Smith. All right, so
Oh
wait,
my
before we
gosh.
move on, let me turn this light on real quick. Get some more light
Will
in here.
Will as James Bond, and then Jada as the villain.
I mean, yes. I mean,
Watch watch Deadpool and Wolverine. You'll know what I'm talking about.
yeah. You know
She
what?
can do it.
She can do it. She. Oh my God, she can do it, bro.
I just want to apologize to the Smith family. These are all jokes made in
Keep my name.
made in jest. Um,
I have a funny story for that real quick. Hold up. All right, there we go. The funny thing is that I think when we did Bad Boys, our review for Bad Boys, last year, the opening I had was keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And I had that's hot. That was the opening. But
yeah.
I edited it poorly the first version. So when I uploaded, I played it on repeat to make sure it played good on Spotify and Apple. I totally forgot that when I edited, we were talking about something, and then in the background, you hear keep out your
What
fucking. So what happened was the intro was gonna be, haha, that's hot, and then intro music, right? And then the outro, when we say good night, everybody, go well, peace out, whatever, the outro was gonna be keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Outro music, right?
Yeah.
So I think I edited. So I used Audacity when we edited the show. So what happened was that when I was editing the show, I forgot to move keep my wife's name at your mouth to the end. So it was in the middle. So we're having a serious conversation, you and
Oh,
I. No, and
I, I
I
I think I remember. I think I remember like some like weird audio or something, and just not like fully realizing what's going on.
so we were like mid review, just talking whatever. You're like, yeah, Bad Boys for Life, blah blah blah, and then in the background you just hear, keep my wife's
Bro,
name out your fucking.
I gotta hear that again. Hey,
I know.
after the show, send me the timestamp if you can for when that part happened,
I don't. It's not on
if
there
you're
no.
able to.
It's not on
Oh,
there
okay,
no more.
okay. That's probably
I
the
felt
best
I
thing.
felt so embarrassed. I said, oh, so I went back to edit the whole show again. I was like, put it on there, whatever. But if I can find it's probably on my apartment. I'm at my parents' the apartment. If I can find it on my hard drive on my apartment, I'll send it to you. Because
Okay.
I felt so embarrassed because I was playing it on replay on Spotify, make sure it sounded good, whatever. And it was so funny that we're just talking, and out of nowhere, it just starts playing.
Oh,
And like I said, I think I caught it. If I had waited, I knew someone in the review would have been like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck is this?" Like,
nah, we would have got clown for sure. You know, it's
so
crazy, dude. Because I when that happened, that Oscars night, I was doing a podcast, and we literally just so happened to be talking about Will Smith for that video, and then we finished it up, we packed all of our shit up, and like we went online, and like we saw like all the Will Smith slap, and like I remember just looking at it like holy shit, because we were just talking about him not
yeah,
fucking 10 minutes ago,
yep,
and like I was like going through like all these different like articles, all the fucking dude, let me tell the Will Smith slap. And here's the thing. Well, I'm not gonna get like super into it, but when I that event,
yeah,
that action just it had so much gravity to it, man. That like because I was talking about it and didn't even realize it was going on. And then, Moses was there that night because he was
He was
working the
working
fucking
it.
Oscar.
He was
He was
working the
working it.
show.
He's like, yeah, man, Will Smith walked right past me after he did it. I was like, golly. And then, to this day, like, we are still talking about it. And, whatever your opinion on it is, we respect it and everything like that, because we're not here to like really talk about the slap, but it is kind of crazy that like the shit like still comes up every now and then. Like, damn, to this day.
To this day.
To this day.
I think it's funny though. I think we talk about it in more of like a like clowning thing because it's fun because it's kind of fun. I mean, yeah,
It's funny now that we can look back
back
on it,
on it.
and also that we weren't the ones that was slapping nobody, nor were we getting slapped. So either way, we can kind of just look at it and laugh. But if I was Will Smith and I did it, I can't look at it and laugh because, like, career Loki got fucked up. My
Yeah,
public image Loki got fucked up. If I'm Chris Rock talking about it, I'm not laughing. Bitch, I just got slapped on national fucking television. So
you
it's like everybody's day was fucked.
you saw okay. Well, two real quick things. You saw so when the month after Dave Chappelle, my favorite comedian of all time, he was at the Hollywood Bowl in L.A. when the person went on stage and tackled him with a knife, right?
I heard about that. Yeah.
And then Chris Rock was there too. So then, they got him. They got the guy that tried stabbing Chappelle. Like, they jumped him, whatever. But and then Chris Rock came out was like, "Was that Will Smith?"
Oh my
And it was like a
gosh.
month after. And then so flash forward, I see Chappelle and Will Smith. I was like, oh, no. I saw Chappelle and Chris Rock in December of that same year, right? And so it was Chris Rock was the opening, and then Chappelle was like the main event, whatever. And Chris Rock came right off the bat was like, right off the bat was like made jokes. He was like, you won't see an Oprah crying like a bitch the next day. I thought we
Mm.
were friends, man. No, goes, man, fuck that. He goes, man, I got hit by the guy who played Ali, and then he goes, his own wife went on a national tour talking about how
I know
uh,
that part. Yeah.
I I had sex with my friend's son. I didn't say that shit,
No,
but I got slapped.
not my friend's son. My son's
Oh,
friend.
sorry, my
No,
son's
but that's
friend.
that's still wild because what I heard, like, okay, so they're like the same. There's the same age as your son, and because listen, I watched that Red Table Talk. That was the only one I watched. Well, it was that one and when Snoop Dogg was on, but
Oh, yeah.
bro, that Table Talk, I was like, that was cool, man. Oh my God. It was almost as bad as watching Passion of the Christ. It was just fucking brutal. He was like, an entanglement, Jada. Like, listen, we all know what entanglement means, bro.
Hmm.
Man, so
Hmm.
it was entangling something that night, man. Respectfully, of course, but
Hey man,
he
we had a good meme out of it, man. We had
he
a good meme out of it.
listen. I hate ragging on Will Smith because
I know, man.
I fucking love the guy, but
Me
I
too.
remember like that part like because I'm not making this. This is just how I see it. He was clearly crying in that meme, and then like him and Jada came out like like the next like month or whatever. I wasn't crying. It's just it was late, and my eyes water up when it's like late at night. I've never heard of that before.
No,
You
neither
was
did I.
crying, man. Because yeah, but like Chris Rock, low key, he does have a point. Like, bro, your wife cheated on you, and then asked you like, so how do you feel about that? Like, you're being interviewed by the person that cheated on you, and the interview is about I cheated on you. That's insane.
Listen, this is what therapy is for. As someone who's in
True.
therapy, guys, you got money. You can afford the best therapist in the world. No cameras. And let's be real. We all know he was, pulling a little some dead shot shit with Miss
No,
One
yeah,
Margot
because
Robbie.
later on in that table, like I'm gonna get you back for that entertainment. She was like, "You already got me back." He's like, "Yeah, I know I did." Like right when he said that, I was like, "Okay, so yeah, so you and Margot Robbie was a thing."
Mm-hmm.
And then someone even I remember she was on like Jimmy Fallon,
Yep, the
and
drink. Yep.
it was a dream thing. Like it was a question. She's like, I can't. I think it was like I can't read this question out loud, but the answer is Will
Yep.
Smith.
The drink. Yep.
But also, I'm like, yo, so why would you say that then? Like me personally, I like to keep my stuff just private. Me, I would be like, I would read it and I would just take a drink. Like I'm not acknowledging nothing. I'm not hinting to nothing. I'm
Hey,
drinking. I'm taking the shot.
A wise man does not kiss and tell, owing to his boys.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, it depends on who he's telling, but yeah.
And I'm gonna say something kind of stupid, but no, I'm not gonna. I don't know where I was going with that, but speaking of being slapped by Will Smith, have you guys heard of Megan 2.0?
Interesting segue.
That's all I had to. That's all I had for opening. But speaking of movies coming out this week, we have, of course, F1 is coming out this week. We'll probably do a spoiler talk with that when we all have seen the movie.
Yes.
Again, all three of us seen the movie. But Megan 2.0 is hitting theaters this week alongside F1. And you might know the title. Megan is the 2.0 is the sequel to the box office hit from TikTok, of course, in 2023. Damn, this is a long ass synopsis. Here we go. Me. 2 years after Megan, with a three in her name, by the way, a marvel of AI went rogue and embarked on a murderous rampage. Its creator, Gemma, has become an advocate for government oversight of AI. This is a long ass. Well, IMDb, where is the shorter thing? This is like
I got you. I got you. Let me take it from here, my guy. So basically, they made Megan 1, and she went crazy and I guess was trying to kill everybody or some shit. And then Megan 2 picks up a couple years after that, and it's like, there's this other robot that's also on some killer shit. And what's Allison Williams' character Gemma
Mhm.
basically has to, like, okay, well, now I need to team up with Megan so that we can fight this other fucking robot. And it's a reluctant alliance, as they say.
Okay, Nick. What
How'd I do? Yeah.
you got the job. I'll see you make. I'll see you. What was Denzel
Oh
say?
yeah.
I'll see you at work.
Hell yeah, I'm with it.
I'll see you at work. I'll see you in Megan 3. All right. So I know you
Megan
haven't
3.
seen the first one. I know we had again. Shout out to Seth and Isaac and Nino for our fun experience at the press screening on Tuesday. With you not seeing the first one, if you've seen our reaction, the fun reaction we did with the boys, overall though, what did you think of Megan 2.0? That is.
Like, I think for this, I think because I think I tend to do this with movies in general, which is maybe why I like them so much. Like, I went into it with not really any expectations. I thought it was a fun movie. It was definitely kind of corny, kind of cheesy at points, but I feel like that was just that was like a little bit of the intention. Um, I'm trying to think. It did definitely get quite a lot of laughs out of me, but I think one thing was I was expecting it to be more of a horror movie, more just like a sci-fi comedy. I personally don't mind because, again, I didn't see the first one, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. From what I understand, the first one was a lot more of a horror movie. So
100%.
yeah, so I gotta watch the first one. But one thing for me, because this was PG-13, right? Or was it
Both
rated R?
both of them are PG-13. Yep.
Okay, yeah. You know what? This one, at least, it should have been rated R
Yep.
because it would have sold like the action a little bit. The thing about Megan is, like, the trailer, she gets like upgraded and she's like even more badass now, and like the other essentially, like, the other, like, lady, is a fucking. So um you make it rated R, you can get a little bit more bloody, a little bit more violent. You could the violence more. And I feel like that would have just like helped the movie kind of pop a little bit more, because the action, the fight scenes, the kills, they were kind of it was a little bit like soft to me. Like they didn't
Yep.
take it there all the way. So I feel like, the movie was kind of holding back. They really should have just, yeah, just make the movie rated R, lean into like the darker comedy
Mhm.
aspects of it a little bit more, show the violence, the gore and everything like that. Yeah, that's my only thing about it. There was like, are we doing spoilers?
No, not.
Okay, well
It's
then
opening weekend, probably not. Yeah, yeah.
okay, but then I'll save I'll save these comments. But there was like one point kind of towards the end where like, everything's kind of like coming to a head, and I was just like, it didn't of it, but I was like, this is kind of, wow. I definitely expect it to go this route. I'm not sure I fully like really grasped it, you know. But yeah, there were a couple of actors who I thought were really funny in it. Like there was one character who he at a certain point he just kind of starts playing a bit of like an asshole character, but he was doing it in like a pleasant, polite way. And typically that's corny to me, but I don't know why it just worked with this movie. I did think that was pretty funny, but no, overall, like I liked it was a good time. It was a fun watch. Probably give it like a D minus, I think. I thought it was solid. I really, really liked it.
D
Not a
minus.
D minus. No, I'm just playing, not a D minus. Honestly,
Here we
I'll
go.
give it.
Here we go.
No, real talk.
We spoke into it again.
Real talk. I would give it maybe like a 6.5, I
Okay.
think. Like out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I didn't see the first movie, so I don't know if they were playing Britney Spears in that one, but it seemed like there were like Britney Spears jokes for this one.
Yeah.
And like not a spoiler, but they didn't play a Britney Spears song, so I feel like the song kind of would have tied everything together. That's just me. It's a little
Yeah.
little nitpick, I guess.
If you were at our screening, you would have seen it. You would have heard the Britney Spears song because our good friend Nino Daniel did the whole dance lesson of the Megan dance from the first one
Yeah,
to Britney
and hey,
Spears.
follow Nino Daniel on Instagram. Shout out to Nino. I didn't know he could dance. Like I was like, damn, I should have went down there and whatever the slang is for dancing. That's what I should have done. I should have gone down there and danced too.
Hey, you could have been
But
like
I
Seth.
just
You could have been like Seth, very, and we love Seth, our good friend Seth Fox. Yeah, according to Seth, we love
yeah.
him, and his
Shout out to Seth because he was he was he
he did
was
it.
he was cutting the rope,
He did
busting a
it.
move down there. Yeah,
He
yeah,
did,
yeah.
he did it. Yeah, Nino is he's part of his side hustle. He's a dance instructor, and he's really damn good. He's really damn good. Where he go? He goes, I do weddings, annulments, I do bar mitzvahs, whatever.
Annulments is wild.
Annulments. Yeah, it was really funny. But yeah, this. When we did our summer movie preview, this one I said on record, I was like, I remember when the trailers were coming out, and I said, is this like a joke movie? Like one of those kind of like fake Tropic Thunder movies? I'm like, this is a real thing. And I was like, oh, it's Blumhouse. Blumhouse takes kind of does like really kind of like out there concepts, but also again, Blumhouse's model is, high concept, low budget. And I think the first one was like a budget of like 10 mil. I made like so much more money. But again, this is like all over TikTok. I mean, it was made for the TikTok audience for sure. And I remember I think I saw it the week after it came out, or the Monday after it came out. I think it came out like MLK weekend. How fitting, 2023. And I remember seeing it, and the room was like full of a bunch of like kids and like tweens, and I said, all right. And I was with somebody at the time seeing that movie, and I remember her and I were like, I think she wanted to see it, and I was like, I guess. And everyone at work was like, "Oh man, this is fucking hilarious!" Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Really? It looks kind of bad." And I remember like I watched it, and I was kind of like, I was sitting there, I was like, "I think
He's
I'm
like,
gonna watch
guess I was
Chucky."
right.
Yeah, yeah, right, you're right. That's what I felt like. I was like, "Yep, this proves my point." And again, I know, we had the conversation before. I'm just not really a big fan of the Blumhouse PG-13 movies. They don't work for me.
Yeah,
You know.
Blumhouse, you got to go rated R for that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think like Get Out and Upgrade and Halloween, Invisible Man, like The Purge, even The Purge, they're campy. I enjoy how campy they are, but they're rated R. They embrace the violence, they embrace the R rating. I think when we walked out, now we saw Five Nights at Freddy's at the press screening, and we walked out like, oh, underwhelmed. Night Swim, PG-13. You and I were like, if this was R, would have been a way better movie.
yeah, also like yeah, Nice Swim. God, what a shitty movie! Like the way it ended,
Right.
I was just kind of like, what? Because spoilers for Nice Swim, don't see it. I don't
Yeah,
give a fuck, bro.
yeah.
But
Really,
like
no one saw it. It
yeah,
flopped.
at the end of the movie, when the dad played by Wyatt Russell, he's like the pool needs a sacrifice or some shit. I was like, you weren't around for none of that shit. So how do you like? It's weird when the character who's like possessed for like the whole movie and doesn't know that they're possessed and like they're just unaware of what's going on. For him to be that character and then say like, oh, like it needs a pull. Like you could make the argument like, maybe like the ghost told him how it works, or like maybe because he was possessed, he was just like aware of it somehow. Yeah, but you gotta imply that or show that. It really just reads as he was possessed and didn't know what was going on at all, but then knew how to fix everything right at the end. Nah, man.
How much money did this movie make? 19%. That's being generous. I remember we walked in, man. Yeah, man. First screening of 2024. First press screening. Da, da, da. We walked out. We're like, nope. We were like, nope. What? Let me see how. Let me see. Yeah, that movie was ass as we professionally call it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
My professional opinion, this movie was a little bit of ass.
Made 54 million, man. Wow, how much was the budget? How much was the budget? Wow, they are lucky. They are very lucky. 15 mil. Again, Blumhouse can make the biggest piece of shit and it still makes money. And it still makes money. Yeah, look, Truth or Dare, Fantasy Island, like
Truth or Dare, that movie genuinely fucking offended me. Every like
yeah, I
that's
know.
that's one of the few movies where like I'll genuinely get pissed off as I watch it. I haven't watched it since fucking college, bro.
Yeah, yeah. How you felt about Truth or Dare is how I felt about Fantasy Island. And I was so mad. I was so mad walking out. I was living in LA at the time. And I had a long day. I had a long day at internship. I had my AMC pass. I'm gonna go see this movie. Blah blah blah. I walked out. I said, "Wow, man." I was in a really bad mood. I said, "Man," I was like, "Screw y'all." I was so upset. And I'm a big Michael Pena fan too. And I was like, "Man, you are way better than this, man. You do this for the paycheck. Shame on you."
Michael
Oh
Pena's a
man.
really good actor.
I know shit, bro. That movie was, but again, Blumhouse PG-13 does not work for some reason. Ma, don't on the ride home from the screen letter. You know about Ma? Don't make me drink a no, no. That was R. That was R, wasn't it?
I think so because my memory of it seemed
You're right. You're probably you're.
was it rated R?
Yep,
It
you're right.
feels like a
You're right.
rated R movie.
You're right. You're
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. You're right. You're right. You called it. But yeah, no, it's okay. But anyway, but yeah, so I would put Megan, both this one and Megan 2.0 in both of the categories.
Mm.
I feel like again, I think you and I do for the most part. Like we are, I think even Moses too. We are Blumhouse fans. Also, you want to hear a funny episode of the podcast, guys? Listen to the Blumhouse game. I think you won that game, by the way. When it was you, me, when Joe was still on the show with Moses, it was the Blumhouse
What,
game.
was that where we had to like guess what year the movie came out, or
We had to guess
was
if it
that
was a Blumhouse movie or not based off the title.
I won that? Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
I'm pretty sure you won that. That was I think it was when we saw Night Swim. So I think go back to our Night Swim review. That was our first game. When we have more guests on the show, let's bring back the Blumhouse game. That was fun. And you kicked ass.
Damn. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
That was fun. I remember when you won, and Joel was like, fuck.
it.
Like, wait a minute, there's no pride, man. It's honor and pride. But I just this one to me again, being optimistic. I walked in this one. It'll be a fun time for sure. And it was fun. Laughing at it with like you, Isaac, and Nino. And but the whole time I'm sitting here, I'm just like, man, this is like it's a wannabe ripoff of Terminator 2 and Alita Battle Angel. I mean, in our reaction, I said I think someone called James Cameron get his scripts back because this is like a ripoff of those two, in my opinion. And I was kind of harsh on my Twitter reaction of like it was unfunny. I thought Jermaine Clement was kind of funny as the
He
billionaire.
was fucking hilarious because he was one of the two actors that I was talking about earlier where I was
Yeah.
this dude got live because also I didn't know that he was was he in the first one?
No, I didn't know he was in this one either. I know he was in this
Okay,
one.
because he was a pleasant surprise because we were mentioning Men in Black 3. He was in that. He
Boris
was
the
a
Animal.
yeah, he was a villain for that one.
He's a
And
good actor.
he was Dinner for Schmucks. He played this
Yes.
hilarious fucking
Yes,
role in
that's
that
right.
movie.
Dinner for Schmucks, man. That's an underrated gem. That's right. Dinner for Schmucks. I think he's boys with Taika Waititi. I think like best friends.
Yeah, because I think he's from like New Zealand, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, okay, I can
They're
see that.
boys. Um, but yeah, I mean, the first one is just like horror, like trying to be like a modern day Chucky thing. Yeah, because that definitely worked for what it. I mean, it didn't work for me, but I know what it was going for. This one is like, hey, you know what? The horror stuff, nah, this is gonna be a full on like sci-fi, thriller kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, you're switching genres right away. I mean, I
I
guess.
I will admit though, I kind of don't mind that. Just like the concept of like, it's like a Terminator out there, and like we gotta like find them, or we gotta like stop them and save ourselves. I could see why they would switch genres for the
Okay.
sequel, but and again, like I feel like I'm mostly able to say this because I didn't watch the first one. So for me, it just kind of feels like, like it is what it is, it's cool or whatever. But at the same time, like if the first one is a horror movie, then the second one should probably also be a horror movie. Like I could see why it might rub people the wrong way. So like
Yeah.
I do get that because yeah, like especially like the big thing at the end where
Yeah.
again, like right through it's come to an end. I'm like, this doesn't feel like a horror movie. Like it did feel, it felt comic booky. You know what I mean?
100%. It felt like Alita Battle Angel. Like, it felt like, that's what it was going for. And to your point, actually, you know what? A movie that, again, shameless plug, when we saw The Accountant 2 at the world premiere at South by
Hell yeah.
Southwest, look for our footage for that. Go on our YouTube page on that. Um, that one was like when we saw it at South by, we were like, "Oh, this is like an action comedy." Because the first one was more like serious and brutal, and this one is still brutal too. But like there was a lot more comedy in The Count too. But for some reason, again, I don't want to compare the movies or whatever. But in terms of like switching genre in a way, I think we've seen better movies in the past year, kind of like or sequels that kind of switch from what it kind of became to what it was to what it became. If that makes sense.
Mm.
And so, but not a big fan of the first one. Again, I was like to give it a chance. Also, so again, we'll show up to we want to see what it is going to do. Again, doing our job as reviewers and as podcasters. Um, but there again, I thought the visuals were cool. I thought the VFX was interesting. Was definitely kind of like was slick to a degree. But overall, I thought again it was kind of it kind of doubled down on the corniness of the first one that everyone loved. And I feel like if you give sometimes too much of what people wanted, it might be like, okay, this is a little too much of what we got in the first one. And I'm an Allison Williams fan. I've been a fan of her since we saw her in Get Out. And the actress who plays her niece Katie, played by
I think
Violet
Violet McGraw.
McGraw. Violet
Yeah.
McGraw. Yeah, I thought she was really good in this. I liked her friend Cole, and I liked her friend Tess. Um, yeah, Jermaine Clement. He just looks like a cartoon
Dog,
character.
he fucking fool in that movie, but he was so goddamn
It's
funny.
funny. And the actress who plays Amelia, Ivana Sakino,
I think
um, Sakno,
Sakno.
Sakno. Yo, she's our age. Um,
Oh
week
damn.
week before my birthday.
I need to
Um,
get my life together. God damn.
man, I mean, not she's an android, but like she don't blink the whole time. She's
No, she fucking killed this role. If they were gonna do like maybe like another Terminator, like you remember how like in Terminator 3, like it was like the female Terminator?
yeah,
She would body that role
she looked the
or
whole
that
time.
that type of role because like she had like this kind of quiet intensity and it was just like she like if they did make Megan 2 more of a horror movie, she would still like fit in like perfectly fine because it
Oh
was
yeah,
yeah, she was like a Terminator in the movie, and like Terminator, that movie, that the original one was low key a horror movie.
yeah. Oh what? Oh, the first one, no, 100%. The first one is a horror movie.
Yeah,
And again, back to your point, I think when T1 was more of like a horror sci-fi, and then T2 is that really kind of the sci-fi thing. That kind of changed the game of like, oh, like even Batman Begins. Batman Begins is like, again, it's like it's so similar, but like Batman Begins, Dark Knight's it's kind of like Heat, but
yeah. Batman Begins was kind of like here's like the secret epic
the
origin
quest.
of like this
Yeah,
the quest. It was a fucking quest adventure type thing, and like the it was like the grandiosity of like a man like searching for purpose on da da da. And then to your point, yeah, Dark Knight, crime action thriller. I don't know how I would categorize Dark Knight Rises right now, but
yeah.
shit. Man, but we ain't got to talk about that one.
Different episode.
Yeah.
But no, this wasn't for me. Um, I know Seth loved it. I think Isaac was kind of like, yeah, it was fun, but it was kind of dumb. I know Nino and I were kind of. It was so funny
I
doing
don't
our
think Nino was liking
reaction
it at all.
because it was funny. Our reaction went from like Seth loving it to to Isaac kind of liking it, to you kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then it was
It
Nino,
was just a gradual fucking decline.
that's what it was. And then during the reaction, in my head, I was like, oh wait, we're in the order of how we liked it, in the way we liked it. It was kind of funny that it's happened that way, ironically. But if you are a fan of the first one, I think you probably will enjoy this one. If you're not like me or not or like Nick, haven't seen the first one, you might enjoy it for what it is. I just like when Blumhouse does like their R-rated stuff, whether it's again a Halloween or a Get Out or a Black Phone, stuff like that.
I
I
want another
like,
Freddy Krueger movie.
yeah. Honestly, I think James. I mean, I feel like well, no, because no, they had Invisible Man, they had yeah, I feel like if they ever do, no, I think WB owns the rights to Freddy, but if they ever sell it, give it up to Jason Blum. I trust him. I think he revived. Well, no, I mean, you and I liked Exorcist Believer. Everyone else in the world hated it. But again, rated R. They use that rated R to the advantage. And to your point too, I think if these movies were rated R, I feel like okay, there's more edge to it. It would be more of an edge, like, hey, this would work better. Like embrace what Chucky made so special. But overall though, I do feel like what could have been is that I feel like it's if they embraced the weirder and made kind of like made it more fun. I mean, for me, more fun. I probably would like them more, but overall, I was kind of just to me, it was just kind of like, yeah, it's not for me. But again, if you like it, awesome. But for me, I'd give it really. I'd give the first one a 3 out of 10. I would give the same
Mm.
same rating, 3 out of 10. For me, I just don't. They're not for me. Again, if people like it, awesome. But for me, they just don't work for me for some reason. Again, I think that's my problem. I think my only issue with Blumhouse when they do the PG-13 stuff. Again, I wasn't big on Five Nights at Freddy's either. I mean, we'll see the second one because as part of our job is to review
Yeah.
those
I,
movies.
I like Five Nights at Freddy's personally, but
Yeah,
like
I think yeah.
I do get it though. I
I
think for me it was just because there was a particular that movie which I was just spoiler, but I was like when this dude came on, I lost my shit. I was like, holy guacamole.
Yeah, that was fun seeing your reaction to that too. You're like, hey yo, you're like that Leo DiCaprio, the meme in Once
Yeah.
Upon a Time. Hey
He's,
yo.
he's like, shh, shh, shh. Like point out the screen and snap. I can't do the whistle because the gap in between my teeth is preventing me from doing so. But
But it was funny because you were like, hold up in the theater I'm like, oh shit, and you told me who it was. Now I'm like, oh, that's cool. You connection to it, and
yeah,
if you're our review of Finance and Fridays, I praised Matthew Lillard, I praised the animatronics, I praised all like the practical stuff was great, but story wise, like it felt like a first time filmmaker and like a first draft. You're like, this could have been maybe more, but again, also I wasn't a fan of the game, and people who loved the game loved the movie. So I'm like, hey, you know what? It worked for you. It worked for you. So, but again, I'm still optimistic about part two in December. I might like it more than the first. Who knows when we see it? But for Megan 2, I think needed a better upgrade. That's why I'm giving it a 3. If it does well, it will probably do a third one. And knowing Blumhouse, again, low. Actually, what is the budget on? Real quick before we move on to our next thing, let's see. Megan budget.
if they do part three, just make that one rated R.
Yeah, Megan 12. Oh, even Happy Death Day. Like I like parts of it, but they don't even work for me the way that what no, it's true. Drop worked for me. Drop was PG-13, but the way they used the
No, drop,
rating,
drop was
that worked. That worked for me. But
because drop was more of a suspense like who done it type
yes.
thing. So it
Yes.
doesn't really it didn't really like need to be rated R. So the rating just kind of lends itself to the movie or vice versa, depending on how you look at it. But
Yeah.
something like Megan, you got like a killer doll and emphasis on the killer part. You gotta show the blood because otherwise it's just for me and it's too soft. Like it just feels like it's watered down. Like it feels like when you watch a movie and like yes there's violence, but then like if you watch a movie on like TV and they take all that shit out, it's like nah, because now I'm not seeing like the whole not getting the full like picture. Like it's just the PG-13 rating for Megan, in my opinion, or for Megan 2, in my opinion. It held the movie back. It held the movie back a little bit.
Right there. So the estimated budget for Megan 2, the first one was 12, and this was between 15 and 25 mil, which is not huge, not big for other people, but for Blumhouse, it's pretty, for Blumhouse at least, that's kind of on the higher end of their stuff. But I think F1 is tracking so well right now. It's gonna yeah, look, Hollywood Reporter, F1's gonna leave Megan 2.0 in the dust. So I feel
Well, I
like
mean, Like, no disrespect, but of course, hell yeah.
Yeah, rightfully
Like,
so. This movie was gonna, yeah, this movie was gonna make opening money, but I digress. But all
right.
righty, folks. All right, Nick, as we always do with our podcast, if you're new to the show, we do a thing called our one-on-ones. Our one-on-ones are we give you a one show, one TV recommendation that we deem is a show that we love or we're a fan of or a movie that we're a fan of. We want to share the love. We want to share the wealth with you. We're good people. We're share the wealth with you. So, Nick, my friend, on this week's episode, what are your one-on-ones?
For my movie, talking about Will Smith early, um, fuck it, I'll go with Hancock. It was between Hancock and I Am Legend.
Ooh, two of my
But
favorites of his.
dude, yeah, Hancock, it edges out I Am Legend right now because Hancock, it was a superhero movie. I'm a huge superhero fan. So when I was a kid and they were like, yo, Will Smith's gonna be a superhero, I could not tell you how fucking excited I was for that. But the premise of Hancock is Will Smith plays a superhero. His name is John Hancock, and he's, as far as anybody knows, he's like the only superhero in the world. He's the only superpowered being. But and he saves everybody, but he's a drunk and he's kind of an asshole about it. Yup. And so it's an action comedy. There's a bit of a twist, like midway through the movie where they go into um they go like his backstory a little bit. They kind of go into like why he does what he does, and there's I don't want to spoil it necessarily, but there are hints as to who or what he is.
Mhm.
Um, um, but yeah, it's a fun movie. I liked it. I know I was kind of Will Smith for like bringing up the Hancock sequel, but when they dropped the movie, I loved it and I wanted a sequel like way back then. And fuck it, I still do now. Have the sequel be directed by Denis Villeneuve too. Why not? But but no, like Hancock is it's a fun movie. It's cool. Um it's one of those movies where I feel like there's like more story to be told. Like there's more to explore in the world and especially with the character. So Hancock Part Two, hell yeah, bring it on. But yeah, so for my movie, Hancock, for for my show, you know what? I know I said Blacklist already, but I think this time, what should the show be? Because I haven't been I don't think I've been like watching too many shows lately.
Neither have I.
You know what? This might be a first for me. No, fuck it. Batman Beyond. Sorry. Batman Beyond.
Hey, that's my shit.
Uh,
Great
it's
show.
hell yeah. Created and produced by, excuse me, by Bruce Timm and others. And Batman Beyond is a show that came out in the '90s. The premise is basically, what if we did Batman in the future? That was how That was like what Warner Brothers wanted, and Bruce Timm and and team were kind of like, it was either like Batman in the future, or was it like originally like we want like a teenage Batman, like teenage Batman isn't gonna blah blah blah. Long story short, we're gonna do Batman in the future, but we're gonna need it too. It's gonna be Batman in the and it is gonna be a teenage Batman. It's not gonna be a teenage Bruce Wayne. Since it's in the future, Bruce Wayne is like a fucking 75-year-old, 80-year-old man who's training this new guy, Terry McGinnis, to be the new Batman. And so, it's a future Batman. You get like a new suit. It's a bunch of new characters, new villains, but it still exists like in the world. So like, you get like the future Justice League, other future characters. You get to see like, classic Batman villains, but as they exist in the future. So
Hmm.
some of them are like old, some of them maybe just didn't survive, or like whatever the case may be. But it's a fun show. It's dark. It's the theme song I genuinely love. Like
Oh, it's
typically for
so
shows,
good.
dude, the theme song fucking slaps. Typically, I'll skip theme songs on shows.
Me too.
But this one, it's literally in my Spotify on repeat playlist. So
It's so
I
good.
just I listen to it a lot. It's got this like cool like electric guitar thing going on. Again, it's just like it's like a dark, gritty like fucking show. I love it. And so yeah, so Hancock and Batman Beyond
Batman Beyond is probably my favorite DC animated show.
is good. And I
Dude,
don't know why they haven't made a movie yet, but Warner Brothers DC, y'all need to stop playing, bro.
yeah. I and speaking of Denis, man, you remember you and I talked about this in college. Like,
No, he
it's
would fucking kill a Batman Beyond movie.
oh my
I think
God,
we came up
bro.
with this idea after Blade Runner 2049
That's right.
because
That's
he
right.
had
That's
the
right.
whole like detective neo noir thing, and that's the whole Batman Beyond show. Excuse me, but ooh,
Yes, man.
pardon me.
That it's
That would be killer.
Batman Beyond. It's Batman meets Blade Runner. It's the
Yeah.
coolest concept, and it's how well it is, and it's Batman Beyond. Was it the Return of the Joker? Is one of like the
That's my favorite Batman Beyond
me
anything.
too, me too. Oh, bro, it's so the opening with all of them like fighting. Oh, dude, it's so good, bro. It's so
And
good.
what's funny too is I originally it was gonna be called Batman Tomorrow. But then,
Really,
yeah, when they were thinking about it, they were like, we can't call it Batman Tomorrow because you're like watching TV and in between shows where they're like tonight watch Justice League and then tomorrow watch like so and so. They were like, what if the announcer like confuses people with it like watch Justice League tonight and then watch Batman tomorrow so shit like that. They're like the like Batman Tomorrow thing it as a title it just doesn't pop. So Batman Beyond it's like Batman Beyond. I'm like, yeah, that's actually like dope. And when I was like a little kid, I thought Batman Beyond like was his full name.
Mhm.
So whenever the characters on the show would just say like Batman was there, I was always like, don't you mean Batman Beyond was there? Like I didn't realize it was like
No,
Beyond like specifically meant the future. I thought it was like this was the
I.
superhero name
That's what.
like Black Panther, Flash, Superman, Batman Beyond. I
Right.
thought Batman Beyond was like his full name.
I did too.
Um,
I honest mistake. Honest mistake.
I I feel so silly, but no,
Nah.
yeah, Batman Beyond man, and yeah, Batman Return of the Joker. That's the best Batman Beyond anything I've ever fucking seen. Like,
So
dude, like this is where the series should have ended. It
I
didn't,
agree.
but actually there was they because when they initially did Batman Beyond, it had the 3 seasons, and then for whatever reason, like I think they knew that like the third season was probably going to be their last, but they were just kind of like like whatever, and they just like the final episode was really just kind of like it was just a whatever episode in my opinion. It could have
Yeah,
been placed like anywhere, and then like Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, like that movie is like I feel like that completely fulfills Terry McGinnis's arc as a hero, as Batman. Like it brings everything full circle, and it's like the perfect ending. But because they didn't initially have like a finale in the show, in Justice League Unlimited, the original ending for that show, because they had they had like the 13 or 26 episodes,
yeah.
and they thought that they were going to be done after that, so they were like, okay, bet. So the penultimate episode of JLU, that was that wraps up the whole Justice League story, and then there was an additional episode right after that. It was called Epilogue, and that was the there that was them trying to that was a Batman Beyond episode, and it took place after the Batman Beyond series and after Justice League Unlimited. So kind of brought like everything
Ah,
full
interesting.
circle. Yeah, because like
Interesting.
the DC animated universe, started off with Batman the animated series, and I think it was like 92, and then it spun off into Superman the animated series, and then it was Justice League.
That's
No,
right.
it was Superman the animated series, and then after that was like Batman Beyond, and then they did Justice League, and then they did Justice League Unlimited, and then there was like this. There was something called like the Zeta Project, which was like a spinoff for Batman Beyond, but it doesn't really matter. And then like blah 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 blah. Everything else happened after that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Man, we had it good back then. We had it
I
good.
know
We had it
because
good.
the DC animated stuff it doesn't
Insane.
hit like this
No,
these days.
it's not. I got faith in James Gunn to get restored, but the animated stuff at least. But if they do a Batman Beyond movie, you gotta call Denis. You gotta call Denis or something like
Bro.
that. He would be perfect for it. He'd be so good at it. He'd be so good,
No, he would be
man.
fantastic.
I'd be so good at it, man.
Like maybe Stahelski.
Oh,
Because
sold,
he's good with you feel me? Because he's good with the action,
sold,
and like he's good with like those just kind of like dark lit environments. Oh my gosh, yeah,
sold.
that would be fire. That would be
Man,
fucking fire.
sorry, real quick, back to Hancock, real quick. It's probably my
Yeah,
favorite Will
yeah.
Smith movies too. Is first off, the opening is probably my favorite opening in any movie with Ludacris get back.
Yeah.
I move,
Move.
move,
Get
bitch.
out the way.
Way. That's that whole scene. I can watch it on YouTube and never get over it when the little kid was like, asshole. What? And he goes, you heard
Yeah.
me. And then he goes, he breaks the bench and he goes and he has the bottle
Yeah.
of his hand.
Bro, because Hancock, like, I was rewatching the movie. It was like a few months ago, but like, I forgot like how cool a character he was. Like, just visually, the
So
shit was
good.
cool. Like, someone shot like a rocket at him and just like the one hand it bounces
It's
off. I'm
so
like,
cool.
nah, because it's like, damn, like that's some black Superman action right there. Cool suit and everything like that. Yeah, you know what? Fuck everything. I know I was calling him. I need Hancock Part Two.
It's coming. It's coming.
I need Hancock Part Two.
I got faith, and I love that the opening scene. He goes like, guys, I don't care. I don't care. You know, I'm not gonna say anything, but three dudes, rave music, no women. And I'm not
He's
gonna
like,
say
no
anything.
girls. I'm not here to judge.
And then and then the thing with the glasses. He goes, Konnichiwa. Oh, nice speak English. Nice speak
Yeah.
English.
He's like, put the car down because he was like lifted the car over the city. He's like, put the car down, man.
Uh,
He's like, oh, not speaking English, huh? Not speaking English, huh?
English.
He's
He
like,
sits
you
down.
messed up my glasses. He's like, take my Ray-Bans.
Ray-Bans. Are my favorite. This is how you and I are best friends because the line that you and I love is I can smell that liquor on your breath.
Yeah, because I've been drinking shit. Like, that's fucking real, dude. Like, oh, that was my favorite line because I saw that movie with my sister. With my sister Courtney, and like we were just quoting like the whole drive back home.
It's so good. Your head's going up his ass.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that movie. But yeah, Hancock too, guys. Come on, make it happen, Will and Pete Berg, if you're still attached to it. All right, for my movie of the week, I'm going Free Guy. I love this movie,
Okay.
man.
I
I
still gotta
love.
see this movie.
Oh, dude, if you have my access to my Vudu or my Fandango at home, watch it.
Right.
It's or it's on Disney Plus too. I think it's on Disney Plus. It's this
Oh yeah.
movie's
See it.
it's such a feel good movie. I remember I saw this. I had a bad day when it came out. I had a bad day. I remember it was like towards the end of like COVID was getting better or whatever. I had an interview for a job. You know, it was a bad day at work. It was a bad day at an interview. I went to the movies. And I had the best time. My mood kind of just went all the way up where I was like, oh man, this is a feel good movie. I love it. I love Ryan Reynolds' humor. It works for me. I'm a big fan of Sean Levy. Everyone in this movie is great, from Taika to Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, everyone. I mean, it's a feel good movie. It's very Truman Show esque. It's very Truman Show with kind of like GTA a little bit and a little bit of Ted
Mm.
Lasso a little bit, but it's a feel good movie. It's so funny. Again, for a PG-13 movie, it works with the humor and the heart. And I think Sean Levy's really good at kind of balancing comedy and heart very well in all his movies, both PG-13, PG, and even R. It's a feel good movie, and I had so much fun. The visuals are great, and a lot of funny cameos and surprises. Good soundtrack, but again, it's just a feel good movie. I walked out feeling like a better person, like hey,
Oh
I feel
wow.
like in a way better mood. Where I was like, oh man, this is life's good, whatever. And no, I think it was my top three of that year too. And I was like, this was fun. Also, it was fun seeing the movie again. It was like also when the theaters getting back into like the movie post COVID, where it was like people going back to the movies, people kind of feeling sick with the movies again. Theaters were open again. I saw it with the crowd, and I was like, oh man, this is what being back in the theater, laughing, movie like this. It's a feel good movie. So I'm going with Free Guy. It's a ton of fun, and I'm a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. For my show of the week, my friend Hamza gave me a recommendation on the show. It's called Tires. It's Shane Gillis' show. Who again, humble brag, who we met at
Yeah.
South by Southwest.
Shout out to Shane Gillis.
Yes, who
Hell
was
yeah.
very cool with us, very nice, took a picture with us. As you know, on the show before, comedy's in a really difficult state right now. Comedy's kind of dying. We're not seeing a lot of comedy movies. I mean, we had Friendship this year, luckily, but you know, comedy movies aren't doing the way that they used to be. It's a very delicate stage right now in terms of comedy, and I think comedy now has to be paired with comedy and action, like a Bad Boys, comedy superhero,
Yeah.
Deadpool, Wolverine, like. We don't see a lot of just kind of just straight comedies anymore. If they are, they're going right to Netflix or Hulu or Prime. They kind of just feel very just, I don't know, undervalued or not just like as, again, from what we grew up on, like the 40-Year-Old Virgins or Hitch, or, Superbad, Pineapple Express, Friday, those kind of movies. And I feel like we don't have those movies anymore. But Tires to me is about, again, it's very, workplace comedy, 30 minutes. The humor's out there. I think Dan McBride produced the show too, so you're a fan of his humor
Okay.
too. I watched the first episode the other day and I was hooked. I was laughing. I was laughing, bro. Shane Gillis has this funny thing about like like making women comfortable and in a male centric environment, whatever. And his boss goes like, "Hey, what would you say to a woman, for a customer?" He goes, "What up, shorty?" And
Oh my God.
he's like, "What?" He goes, "Hey, some tires." He goes, "Nah, forget tires. How about some shrimp and lobster for you?" It's so funny, bro. And again, 25-minute episode, super quick, workplace comedy. And again, it's fun seeing comedy like this, kind of like take risk, whatever, kind of go out there humor. It's cringe at times, but man, I'm hooked. I'm like 3 episodes in, and I'm laughing at it so much. So if you want a good comedy, fun watch, super short, you can watch it on episode kind of go along with it. Tires. It's really good. So I'm doing
I'm
free
about
guy
to
for
check it out then.
my movie of the week and tires as my show of the week for our one-on-ones. All right, Nick, where can our lovely audience find you at home on the socials?
Man, as always, you can find me here, right here at the Genre of Your Life podcast on Midway Avenue Productions. And hey, if you want to follow my social, you can go to Instagram. It's going to be at Ahmad Johnson 98. And also here, right here, not in your Under Armour sign, but in your heart. Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry. I'm a little sleepy right now. My hands was numb. I couldn't figure out how to do it. But yeah.
You split the bird instead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Spoiling.
I'm
Wrong
like, I'm
podcast.
like, sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to figure these things out.
My hand.
But yeah, so those are the three places you can find me. Here, Instagram, and your hearts and souls.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you.
Like my main man right here, like my wise co-host said, you can find me here with two of the best people in the world, two of the best co-hosts in the world here every week at the John Ray Life Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, my personal Instagram at the Young Jones, or follow me on Twitter or X at Capri Sun, Capri underscore Sun SON. You can find the socials, all one word, Midway Avenue Productions, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Go to our link tree. Our boy did some amazing work, whether it's Nick's amazing article in Essence Magazine, Mo's article in Bold Journey. They both have amazing award-winning short films. Support our boys, please, everyone, please. These we are like I'm lucky to be co-hosting a show with some of the most talented and passionate people I've ever met. 10 years of knowing both Nick and Moses from college, and they inspire me every day to be a better person, but also to be a more creative person too. So, and it's we have some really cool things in our portfolio. Check it out. Follow us on social media. Again, it's the end of June, but hey guys, we have so much more in store for you next few weeks of next few months of summer. And I guess fall's coming up sometime soon. But hey, we are not going anywhere. We have a ton of more episodes to give to you and more content coming out. But of course, subscribe, follow the show. We're here. We're here. We are. It's only the again mid of the summer, and we have a ton in store for you all. But of course, everyone, hope you have a great end of summer. But more importantly, we will see you all at the movies.